All right, everyone. Hello, beautiful. And we're right here at the Gifted Table. I am your host, Dr. Melanie Harris. And today I'm super excited to have with you one of my sister friends, one of my sorority sisters, and an amazing, amazing leader and principal, Mrs. Candra Loftis. And she is going to be talking to us today about navigating her first year. Candra, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed. Can't complain at all.
Thank you so much for taking your seat right here at the Gifted Table. I see you scooted up close too.
It's my pleasure. I'm glad to be here and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what we are going to do is talk about you navigating your first year. So let's just get into it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I know how passionate you are about education. I know how passionate you are about helping children and serving. But when you first learned of your position, how did you feel as a woman stepping into this new role?
Great question. I felt humbled. To be perfectly honest, I think that's a really good word to describe it. Humbled that my district administrators, my colleagues thought that I was prepared and ready to step into this type of position. Because to be perfectly honest, I didn't think that I was prepared. I felt like I needed a little bit more time.
Why?
Right?
Why?
Well, I had only been an assistant administrator for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And so stepping in as a new principal, I just felt like more time should have been spent, in hindsight, that's what I thought. But now that I'm here,
yes,
I see now that those who were around me, they recognized that I was ready. It was me who was standing in my way and was keeping myself from moving forward in the direction of where I needed to be.
Were you keeping yourself from taking a seat at the table?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I'm so glad that you're here, though.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're there because I know that you are doing an amazing work at your school site. And so when you think about as a site leader, now you have your own real estate, as I like to call it, when you become principals, right?
Yes.
How would you describe your leadership style?
So I would have to say that my leadership style is that of a visionary. Okay. So I am one to where I think about something, I have a vision, and then I just lay out that plan to make that vision happen. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really what drives me. It's like I can see something and I just go get it.
Yes.
Another leadership style that I'd like to characterize myself as is as a servant leader, because I'm also one who likes to serve others. So what propels me to that next level, what keeps me going in my craft is the fact that I want my students to succeed and I want them to be excellent. I want my staff to succeed. I want them to be excellent. So, and in order to do that, I have to serve.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And, and Mary wrote a song about it called Go Get It. Go get your blessing. Go get your vision. Go get your staff. Go get your kids and bring everybody along with you. Because that's what you do. You get right there in the trenches with them and you serve alongside. And as a servant, you're pushing them from the back, leading them from the front. I know you are.
That's it. That's what I try to do every day. I try to walk that walk every day. Lead by example.
I know her very well, people. I know she's doing that. Just amazingly, I know she is. So now that we know your leadership style and what you're really pushing into and your vision and serving your community, what would you say has been the most unexpected experience you had this first year as a leader? And then how did you navigate that?
Well, I would say the most unexpected thing that I've had to navigate would probably be this whole pandemic and all of the nuances that come with COVID-19.
Yes.
In an institution of learning. And while I knew it would be challenging, I just had no idea of what that would entail and what that would bring.
That COVID.
Yes. I mean, we as administrators, we wear a lot of hats. Right. Educators, we wear a lot of hats. Mm-hmm. But adding to that hat, COVID tracer,
a pandemic, right?
Right. I mean, so that was something that was very unexpected. Mm-hmm. However, I will say positive side of that was in having to do all of the COVID tracing.
Right.
I was able to reach out to a lot of my families. And it wasn't easy to have to call families and talk to them about, their family members being sick or their children being exposed or, quarantine or isolating students. Right. But it also gave me the opportunity to build that relationship and build that rapport. So it was a lot of work, a lot of hours.
And I know it was tedious.
Yes. And we still work weekends, making sure that we try to stop that spread of COVID-19. Mm-hmm. So even though it's a lot of work, I feel like it was worth it. Right. It was worth every single minute of it to comfort those parents, to be there to answer those questions.
As well as your staff.
That's it. So that was probably the most challenging thing this year.
And I got to say, for those of you who are not familiar with contact tracing, if you're a parent, you may be, because maybe you got a call from your child's school. But for us as leaders, as site leaders, contact tracing means you're finding out someone who has possibly been exposed or they're actually tested positive. And then you have to find out who are all the people they were in close contact with. Contact tracing. You are tracing their contacts.
That's it.
And then you got to call them all. Then you got to get everybody involved. Then you got to let your district know. And then, here's another one.
Absolutely. You have to follow that trail. It's very time consuming, but the point of contact and building those relationships.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
You cannot beat that part. And navigating it, I know that you had all of your tools. You had your compass. You had everything to help you navigate through that. Well, and as you know, as a new leader, right, been in that position, whether it's at a school site or whatever profession you're in, support and mentorship is so imperative for us when we become new leaders, especially as a woman, right? Especially as a woman.
Yes.
How has your organization provided this to you, mentorship, support, to ensure that you are building your leadership capacity?
I have to say that I am very, very lucky and fortunate to work in a district that's very supportive in this area. Right. From day one, when I stepped into that administrative role, even as an assistant administrator, I had a mentor, and she was and is phenomenal. Oh, awesome. The time that has been spent in encouraging me, building me up, allowing me to exchange ideas it's invaluable. Our meetings are more than just us sitting down, checking boxes, talking about the standards for administrators. It's more than that.
You get into the deep.
We really do. It really has become a support session for me, in the sense of, sometimes I like to say it's my professional therapy, if you will. Right. And that has been key, as we are charged with so many things that we have to be responsible for. And let's be honest, as a new administrator, I'm not going to know everything. Right. But knowing that I have someone there who I can trust, who I can come to in confidence, who is going to tell me what I'm doing is great, but also tell me where I need to work and improve.
That critical cheerleader.
I just, and in an encouraging way. Right. It's just amazing.
Yeah. That's what I call your squad.
Yes.
Because we have to have our leadership squad. More on that in a future episode on the Gifted Table. Yes. But I'm so glad you're building your squad, because that networking and that trust factor has to be there.
Yes. And I have to say, and thank you for being a part of my squad. Because there's so many times I've come to you and you were like, hold on, let me hear it. And I mean, it's just so important that we have those that we can go to who've been there. Right. And so
it's always my pleasure.
You're part of my squad.
Always my pleasure. I like being part of the squad, I tell you. Okay, so tell me this. Sometimes as leaders, we might struggle with communicating. Okay. So when you're thinking about an image and your future and how to draw others in, how are you connecting with your staff, with your team, so that they would want to continue to follow you?
Well, I think that is one of the best parts of this job, believe it or not, in my opinion, making those connections. And so I've taken a few steps to try to, if you will, pave that road for trust in this new school where I am. And so one of the things that I did was I met with every single staff member.
Wow.
Every single staff member.
Wow.
We scheduled what's called principal talk time.
Certificate and classified.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And they scheduled their time and they came in and I'm not kidding you. I said, okay, there's no agenda. I don't have any pre-prepared questions for you.
Right.
This is your time to tell me what you want me to know about you. This is your time to ask me anything you want to know about me, about my philosophies, anything you want me to know about this school, this family, you know. So it was just great. I wish you could see those teachers and my campus support.
I know their faces. Their faces were like, what?
I'm like,
there's no agenda.
It's your time. You talk. Let me know. And they were like, whoa, I get to talk.
You want to hear from me?
Right.
You're giving me a seat at the table.
Yes. That was, I think, very empowering. And I think that laid the foundation for building that trust. The other thing that I do at my staff meetings, at least once a month, I have a time where we talk about vision. So my plan is to come up with a collaborative school-wide vision that includes all stakeholders.
That's that shared leadership.
That's going to be year 2. So this year, I just wanted to introduce to them my vision and my expectations, right? And so every single month I lay out at least one expectation for them so they'll understand what it is that I'd like to see from them. And I think that's been really helpful. And
have they been receptive to it?
Absolutely.
Good.
Because the other piece of that is I talk to them about my vision, but I also share things about me. So I share with them my strengths, my areas of growth, and I'm transparent about it because I need them to know that I'm not perfect. And this is my first year. I have room to grow as well. And then I give them opportunity to share as well. And that has also been very beneficial.
Wow. So not only are you sharing about yourself, but you want to hear and learn about them as well.
Yes.
Not just about the school, not just about what has been the culture here, but tell me about you.
Correct.
Keep serving, girl. Keep serving. Now, looking back, what would you tell the Candra Loftis pre-principal on how to prepare for this position?
You know, I would tell her to observe, take it all in. You know, I think sometimes we tend to we want to focus on those who we feel they have it all together. Right. And so I'm going to watch these people who are models and they appear to have it all together. But I think it's important to watch everything and everybody.
Yes.
If it's one thing that I've learned is that I can learn something from every single leader that I've come in contact with. And so one thing about being in my sorority as well is I can add that piece to my toolbox as well. Yes. And so I've been able in my profession, in my sorority, in my church home to just watch leaders. You
see how that transfers over?
Yes.
Transfer and just build layers.
That's it.
No matter where you're leading, no matter what position you're leading.
Yes. So observe in all facets of your life, leaders, you know, and watch for those that are doing great things, but then also watch those who are making mistakes because you can learn from them as well.
Absolutely. You can learn. Absolutely. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can always pull something from what you're seeing within others and how they move as a leader.
That's right.
And how they shift. It's so true. I'm so glad you're doing that. Okay, so now we're going to talk about looking ahead.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, what is it that you want and what is it that you need?
Ooh. What I want is I want a school site of excellence, of success, all around excellence. I want my students to feel like they come to a place where it's safe, where they can learn and they can get all that they need to be lifelong learners, right? And then I want my staff to feel the same way. I want them to feel free to take risks, to try new things, to come into our school climate ready to learn something new and to learn. Yeah. That's what I want. So I want to be able to look back on this and say, I've helped them achieve greatness. That's what I want. And I want to help build them so that they can see their capacity and their greatness. Mm-hmm. And so what do I need to do that? I need a team.
Mm-hmm. Right? Tell me about that team.
I need a team. I need a team that is willing to come in and embrace this vision and just go with it and play their part.
Yes.
Right. And play their position, because so many times I find that that's what keeps a team from working is when people aren't playing their positions.
Right. Stay in your lane.
And so I need a team that says,
we're on the bench.
Hello, this is my position right now. So even though I might be good at that position, today I'm playing this one.
Yes.
And so if everybody on the team is playing their position, how can we lose?
Right. You can't.
How can we lose?
You can't. Link up. And when you find that broken link or that weak link, either we're going to fix it or replace it.
We're going to coach you through it. We're going to call some plays. We're going to call another play. We're going to look at some film and try to figure out how to do this better.
Come in, coach.
You see what I'm saying? I need a team. That's what I need.
Yes, you do. And you will have it. You know why? Because you are inspiring. You are incredible. But more importantly, you are gifted. You are truly gifted. And I'm so glad that you've allowed me this time to share with you and for being open and sharing your story of navigating this first year with our people here on the Gifted Table. So I really hope someone has connected with you, because you have truly connected with me and brought back some things in my memory and also given me some things that I need to do, because we can always continue to grow as leaders, continue to network and to learn from one another. And I think sometimes women, we're the most powerful because we tend to be a little bit more compassionate and we sometimes think things through a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'm glad you were here.
Thank you. This has been phenomenal.
Oh, okay. Well, until next time, everyone. Again, thank you to Mrs. Loftis for being here. She's amazing. If you enjoyed this, of course you enjoyed this. Be sure to like this, and then share it with your friends. And don't forget, subscribe to The Gifted Table. But until next time, everyone, please be sure, stay grounded, innovative, fierce, transparent every day. In other words, stay gifted. See you next time.